Hey, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well today. Well, do you remember back here at this heel split, which was right here? Let's turn this neck back on here. Then after splitting the heel, we glued it all back together. And then all this top cap and everything, I stuck it all back together as one piece because I was going to paint the guitar. That actually become quite an issue trying to mill this part with all that we did in here. It's going to be a lot simpler if we just back up now and learn a little bit more about Fusion360 and how we can fix things. So if we go back to this thing and we just say, okay, that's no problem, let's just get rid of that. So we delete that, and it warns us some bad stuff's going to happen. We delete it anyway. And actually that's not so bad. Those are the two latest sketches, which are that side profile and the holes. And we don't need any of those right now. We can add those later. So I'm going to delete this extrude right here, and I'm going to delete this next side profile. I'm going to delete the screw hole extrude and delete this sketch for the screw holes. No biggie. And then back down here to this split right here. What else do we have? That's our nut. That's where we combined everything back together. So let's delete that as well and see what happens. Bad things. Well, our neck turned back into a heel, so we turn the heel on, and that's still okay. It's all back together. We're still cruising. That's good. And so basically we got rid of that split, so we can get rid of this so now we don't have the heel split anymore over here for a construction plane. That's good. Okay, and then all this right here that I stuck all together was the head veneer. So we click on that, we can see that started right here. So if we roll this way a little bit, this is fillet. Okay, there's the holes for the tuner pegs, and then we move to the next thing. So let's get rid of these tuner holes right here. Right click and delete that extrusion. And then this is that fillet I put in right in this area. I think we can get rid of that safely. And this extrusion, whoops, this one. And this is where it might start getting a little dicey here. Let's get rid of this. It's not happy about that, but I'm not concerned yet. Let's bring these other pieces back in that we removed. And this one. Taking a little processor power to get all this done. Well, it's getting better. And then this one. And then this one. Just moving backwards down the chain here. And then this head veneer, we can get rid of that. And there we are. Now everything's happy and much easier to mill. However, while we're in here, we're still going to have to go back and split this heel off here. We'll do that a proper way this time. We'll do it now while we're thinking about it. So let's do this. Let's, not that. Let's do this. This neck split. Let's change the name here to neck and heel. Okay. And then on that neck and heel split, let's turn this model around. So we're looking at it from the left side. And on this plane, we're going to create a sketch. And we're going to project this top line right here. Say OK to that. Now we can hide that body, which is now called the heel. And we can just draw a line down here anywhere. Just make sure it's longer than this line on both sides. And then we'll dimension that line, that pocket distance or that neck distance, which was 23.5 millimeters. And escape out of that and select all that line and delete that. And now roll this way and right click on that line and extrude it. Make sure it's the orange one here. And we'll head this way and turn that heel back on. And make sure you come all the way through that heel and click OK on that. And then split body, this body with this face, and you don't need to extend it. That would again split through the head if we did that. So turn off this extension and click OK. And then we can get rid of this. And this heel 2 is now going to be called the body, or the heel version 1 is going to be called the body. And the heel is going to be called the neck. Can hide that body and continue with the build. Almost. I'm going to go ahead and put these fillets back in here. 0.125. Now this might run into some trouble later. I hope not, because we did it all up here at the last part of the sketch. We could have actually came back here and stuck it in somewhere back here before we did all this, but we'll see how it goes. You got to think about all this stuff, or if you run into issues sometime you have to move back in the timeline and do it further back in the timeline. So I'm looking at this sketch here. Let me get this up to size. And I'm not really sure why he did it the way he did it here. So this head cap, this veneer cap, actually runs up and then it apparently goes underneath the fretboard, which I think is going to look kind of weird to put that cap on and then put the fretboard over top of it. You have this weird little V-shaped sliver in here, whereas if you're going to put binding, which we are, it seems to me it would be more reasonable to continue down the fretboard, and then you could actually put some binding around that little piece as well. I think that would look better. So that's the way I'm going to change the design here a little bit. I'm going to close that up. So to do that, it's about 2 millimeters. So the first thing I want to do is go to this offset face and select these two bottom faces. I'm just going to type in here a negative 0.08 inches, which is about 2 millimeters. So we push that face up to just under 5 inches now, or ½ inch. And then I'm going to open up this head sketch right here. I'm going to edit that head sketch. And I'm just going to click on this one line right here, this construction line, and I'm going to hit my X key and turn that into a solid line and finish that sketch. Okay, then I'm going to turn off my neck, and I'm going to extrude all of this plus these two little wings out here on the side, and I'm going to extrude that 0.008 or 2 millimeters. Now we have a new body, and I'm going to call that body the head veneer. Now we turn this fretboard back on. We need to consider this, how this head veneer is going to meet we will have to recut the fretboard or hand shape this to fit in here. So it's up to you how you want to do that. I would start by extending this edge right in here. So if we hide that fretboard again and do a offset face, I would offset this face right here and bring it into the fretboard. Click OK. Turn that fretboard back on. So either we can hand shape this piece to fit that radius right here and leave the fretboard alone, or we can cut the fretboard flush to where this head meets it. I think we'll just hand shape this piece over here. So we will just go to split body and select this veneer cap, and then for the splitting tool we will just select this radius right here and extend it and click OK on that, and then hide this fretboard and then join target body, and the tool body will be here, and we'll cut and do not keep. So now when we cut this piece, I guess we could probably cut it upside down. Yeah, we can just cut it upside down, and then most of that will be done for us on the mill. And then that'll also give us our holes that we can use to drill through the headstock. Okay, so this is, what is this? Okay, so this is the new heel split. And I'm not going to worry about locking that one. May as well. I'm going to add that sketch and let's lock it down. Okay. Didn't take. Edit sketch. Select all this. Lock it down. Finish sketch. Okay, got them that time. So now we turn our neck back on and continue with our build. Okay guys, just a quick video to get you guys up to speed where I am. It just wasn't the right thing to do. Sorry I led you down that rabbit trail. But I am not a guru at this. I'm learning as I go as well. And two, when I cut through that and then had to paste it all back, I knew in the back of my mind I should slow down and do it a different way. However, I was in a hurry to get a video out, and I just went with it. And two, it's a good learning curve. You get to experience how to fix things. So I think also at this point we are back to where if you wanted to, we could change this angle now on this head. Let's check that out. So go back to this head angle right here and right click and edit feature and roll this back up here a little bit and click OK. And yes, we are back to full functionality. You can change the head angle again. Wasn't feeling good about that, so now we're right again.